And for the first time, Valentina will step foot on Duna. Okay. As Kerbal as a landing as you're going to get for the first step on a planet. Hello and welcome, friends. My name is Frenzy here, once again bringing you Kerbal Space Program Career 1.0. That's right. Beginning to wrap up the series here as we kind of take our final steps here. In the series, trying to unlock the science tree, and we're landing on Duna. We left off just kind of arriving here, and we're doing an arrow brake maneuver right to start off, so we're coming out. No punches being held back here as we go ahead and decelerate here. And honestly, I feel like I was a little bit worried because honestly, I hadn't been to Duna before in the 1.0 update, so I wasn't really sure what to expect in terms of heating re-effects, because obviously I did not have any kind of shielding to protect me, so I was a little bit worried. But I guess we don't have to worry too much. Obviously, atmosphere is pretty thin on Duna, similar to Mars, so it's not like there's a big worry in that regards. But you just never know. You never know how they're going to recalculate things with an update. And now just using a little bit of fuel here, that's kind of push stage that I had originally had to just kind of get me squarely into orbit around the red velvet planet. Thank you for the suggestion. For a great name, much better than the I don't even remember what it was, but it was a very nice suggestion. Thank you, I appreciate it. Again, all planets should have a food named theme to them in Kerbal Space Program as we undocked from our push stage here, just doing a little bit of I guess handiwork while we're up here in orbit in Duna. Just getting myself a little bit of distance here, and then we'll reconfigure because we obviously don't want to take the nuclear kind of push back with us. We really don't want that, so we're just gonna go ahead and disconnect from that and go ahead and hopefully reconnect this with each other, so that would be good. Oh, come on, there we go. All right, very nice, very nice, very nice. Oh, there we go, there we go. I thought it was already in, but now we officially have reconnected these two parts, so they'll just kind of hang out in orbit. The push stage we actually really don't need for anything in particular. There's really not much fuel left in it, but I'm one of those people like, there's some fuel in there, let's not waste it. Let's keep it around, because you never know. So we like to be prepared here at my space agency as we begin our descent onto the red planets, wasting precious fuel. Yeah, so full hindsight, I did crash a couple times and reload. I didn't want to have to use that much fuel as I'm doing here to brake, but I just wasn't able to do it without doing that. I would just smack into the planet regardless of parachutes. Again, because the atmosphere is very thin, so the parachutes will definitely slow you down significantly, which is one of the benefits of going to Duna, one of the easier planets to land on because of that atmosphere, because you can slow yourself down. You're not just purely landing without any kind of additional assistance there, but not the easiest either, I guess I would say, because it is a pretty thin atmosphere, as we're going to come in for a nice little landing here. About 4.2 meters a second. Oh, okay, don't tip over. We don't really want that on our first landing here. And we are down. We are officially down. So it has been done. We have landed on another planetary body. Not just a moon, an actual planet. So we're pretty excited about that. And we'll have Val hop out here and get ready to take the first steps on a whole new world. She's been traveling for months at a time, and she's ready. And for the first time, Valentina will step foot on Duna. Okay. As Kerbal as a landing as you're going to get for the first step on a planet. But she's good. Our intrepid legend and hero Val, she is fine. She is not worried about that. That's not going to get her down. And you can see here our kind of glory shot. All three of our Kerbinauts. I believe it's Dudler, Val, and Bob. I believe our scientist is here. So we have a nice little shot there that we kind of had to get in there, just for old time's sakes. Always gonna love the screenshot pose, right? We'll put up our NASA flag because NASA is awesome. We want to support NASA because they're just cool. Duna! I don't think it needs any other explanation. In terms of a name, hereby decreed that these three Kerbinauts Val, Bob, and Dudler, I believe, were the first Kerbals to ever step foot on Duna. Pretty cool. We'll hit OK, and we'll move right along. Just kind of going to skip through all the science, a lot of the science things here. We'll just grab some quick science there, here and there. Racking up the science big time for sure on Duna, which is really what you want to do for sure. We'll just jump ahead. We just kind of sped through some science there. You really didn't miss too much, and we're just going to go ahead and take off in a hurry. I'm a little bit nervous because our fuel is not doing too well. These engines are really not the most efficient, I would say, but it's kind of out of design needs. We kind of ended up going with this. I probably could have done something a little bit better if I had taken the time to actually think it out. As some of you pointed out in the comments, I am not by far any means the most efficient. I think I'm fairly efficient in what I do, but in terms of reaching like Scott Manley levels or anything like that, I am definitely nowhere near that. But I think I do it in a way which I can get away with, and I had a lot of fun making this kind of launcher in Duna. Exploratory spacecraft. I think orbital construction is one of my favorite things. It can be very tedious sometimes, but it's just fun. It's fun to build stuff in space, and I think it's kind of a realistic depiction. That's something that might happen if we actually went to Mars. So I think that's pretty cool here. Again, I am in a retrograde orbit, which is not ideal. I don't think that's helping matters at all here. For sure, that was where I kind of snafu'd. But we're going strong. Our fuel is a little bit on the low side, which makes me a little bit worried. I think I have some RCS attached to this. I don't remember if it's monopropellant. Yeah, okay, we have monopropellant, which is good in this case, because we're going to need that. I guess that's a separate fuel resource to kind of give us a push, hopefully, to kind of get where we need to go. And we barely have any fuel left, and I think we're at a stable orbit here. Maybe, I may need to push it a little bit. But we'll go ahead and skip ahead and get to our actual meetup. Again, very similar to what the Apollo astronauts did. They would basically get in a parking orbit around the moon. Somebody would be sitting up there. In this case, I don't really have anybody sitting up there. Somebody would be sitting up there. They would redock, and then they'd kind of go off on their way. So that's kind of what we're doing. So we're doing a Apollo style kind of landing on Duna and then return. So we're gonna go ahead and get our rendezvous all set. Just bring this a little bit closer. Ooh, yep, 0.5, 0.6. That's really good. That's exactly what we want to do here. I will probably have to kill some Delta V in order to get this. I was just kind of quick, and I decided to be kind of quick and lazy about it. You'll see here we have absolutely zero liquid fuel. I had to do some of this with RCS, but that's okay. The results still ended up same. They're the same, rather, I should say. Let's go ahead and extend our one solar panel. I don't remember where the other one broke, but it did at some point. I don't remember how that happened. It's been a while. I recorded this a long time ago, so again, not live commentary, but it kind of feels like it to me because I honestly don't remember some of the things that happened. We're going to go ahead and transfer some of the science over to the vessel here. Some of those science parts that I put on the push stage, we'll go ahead and grab that out. It's Bob. I sent out Bob because he's our scientist, so I figured he should be the one to grab it, right? That makes sense. I think that makes sense. Let's go ahead and collect our data or move it from these things here. I must not have had any there, so we'll just go ahead and get some science here if I hadn't already done that. We'll come back and we'll deposit this, and then we'll be good to go, I think. We'll be getting ready to head out of here. We're going to do a little bit of adjustment. We got ourselves out of the push stage, so we didn't really care about the push stage too much, obviously. And, we're reconfiguring ourselves, our spacecrafts here, and then we're going to go ahead and decouple the lander. We really don't need that. That's just going to be extra dead weights. There's no fuel left. Everything's kind of in this interplanetary stage. And we have tons of fuel, so we'll be more than good to go. You can see my Delta V up there. I think it's at 3,300 total, so that's plenty as we plot our way to Kerbin. Let's see what it's actually going to go ahead and take to get back there, when we can do that at our earliest time. It looks like we're going to have, let's go put this on the Kerbal alarm clock. So it looks like we're going to have a year to wait. And again, that's one of the big issues with going to Duna or going to Mars in real life, is that wait time for realignment. it's hard. It can be difficult. You kind of have to, even though it may take 9 months to get there, 9 months to get back, you may have to wait, a significant amount of time to get back. So that's one of the biggest issues when going through that. It's not like the moon where there's really not that much of an issue because it is so close compared to Duna. And we're gonna go ahead and start our burn. We had a nice little counter after playing around with the maneuver nodes with Kerbin, so that should be perfect. And we have to burn about, I think it was about 800 meters a second delta V. So we're gonna have tons of delta V here. Again, that's kind of the benefit of the push stage. It does give you some extra wiggle room in case you have the need to do that. I really don't have the need to do that. I really should have explored Ike. That probably would have been a good idea. Pick up some additional science, but that's okay. We can always come back to the red planets. But this series is wrapping up. I'm probably going to do some things in the downtime, getting some science, filling out the tech tree, just because, again, this was meant to be kind of a mini-series, a brief series. Not going to every single detail of what exactly we're going to be doing, just for the sake of expediency here as we come close to our long-awaited arrival back to Kerbin. Pretty exciting after such a long journey to be getting close to our home world, our home planet. So we'll be excited to get this going. As you can see, we have a nice encounter here. That's okay. Ended up a little bit funky, but that's okay. As we're gonna go ahead and burn off some of our speed here as we get ready to glide through the atmosphere, if you will. Yeah. So if you didn't notice already, one of the many design flaws, but one of the biggest I did not actually account for is there's no heat shield on this thing. And so my idea was I would go up and attach a heat shield to it, but we'll get into that a little bit later as we kind of bring down our apoaps here to something a little bit more reasonable for sending, potentially a rescue vehicle in there. And just kind of going through the upper stages of the atmosphere is not going to cause us too much of an issue, despite coming back from interplanetary space. So that's good. We're just kind of going to slow ourselves here. We have a ton of Delta V that we need to kill and get rid of. So that's good. That's what we want. And I guess I'll take this time just to talk about some random other things here as we kind of flew through the air. But yeah, apologies on the delay for getting out a video. I know it's been a while. I've been doing a lot of different stuff other than KSP too, which I think is important for the channel because I don't want to be just KSP. Again, KSP will always be the #1 thing that I'm interested in playing. But, we have to be careful not to, get burnt out. I'm one of those people that if I play a game too much, regardless of how much I love it, and I probably put like a good 1,000+ hours into KSP, I still want to go ahead and, play other things, show you guys some different things that are going on. And if it's not your thing, hopefully you don't like unsubscribe or anything. I really want to keep you on here. And if KSP is your thing, don't worry, you will get KSP, plenty of it. But I also have desires to do other things too, so hopefully maybe you'll enjoy that. Go ahead and check it out here as we're kind of just burning around here. And this is where we have an issue here. Apparently, I don't know what happened, but I got detached from the... you'll see here it's got 2 docking nodes to it, and so I'm actually detached at this kind of funky orbit. So we're going to have to deal with this. So my plans to dock with this thing have been somewhat altered. That's just something I threw together, kind of a rescue vehicle. So we'll go up in here. It looks pretty cool, kind of like a Delta 4 medium with boosters strapped on. But we'll go ahead and send that up and kind of save ourselves a little bit here. But yeah, so look forward to more KSP in the future. Again, this series will probably wrap it up pretty soon. And there's a couple of mods that I really need to get in order to do my next KSP series. I'm still waiting on them. They've been a little bit delayed, I guess, in getting carried over. I guess I can always make alterations if I had to, but I still want to see if those will kind of help me out a little bit here. So we have booster separation. Always got to show booster separations because they're kind of cool. And so we're just waiting on a few more mods for that new series, which will be a much longer series, I believe. And so, in the meantime, I might just do some random videos with KSP, just some maybe shenanigans that I've been kind of working on or things for fun. I also am going to start, I think, Twitch streaming some of those things that I do. So if you're interested in Twitch streaming, check me out. Give me a follow. I believe there's a link on my channel, but it's twitch.tv/Frenzy1. Yes, Frenzy1. I guess I don't think there was another Frenzy. I think I used to be a member of Twitch a long time ago, and then there was some issue with my account. I guess because I don't know, there was something they did with the accounts where you had to like convert it so it didn't become like, I don't know. But nonetheless, you get the main point. And as we kind of go ahead here, and we're going to go ahead and rip out the science experiments. This is the way I think I'm going to do this in order to successfully, as you can see, Bob here doing some close-up and personal, trying to get out those additional science experiments in there as I'm kind of pushing the craft. But I think I'll probably be okay. I think I'm just going to move along here because I don't want things to explode or go crazy or Bob gets smacked off into space or anything like that. So we'll go ahead and bring these science experiments back as we wrap up our success. Well, successful being a potentially interesting way to describe this mission. But we got back safely, I think, overall. Well, hopefully. We'll see if we can actually get this thing on the ground here. Yeah, interesting stuff. As you can see, our Duna lander, we'll leave it up here as a relic, as a monument, a testament to Valentina, Bob, and Delder for their courageous effort to go to a new world. And I don't know what happened here. Somewhere I didn't even burn. I did nothing. I didn't hit space by accident that I know of. And somehow I ended up and I came back and I was... Where's my spacecraft that I was on? So we send yet another rescue mission. You guys probably thinking, oh, this guy is a total idiot. No, I swear, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was a bug or I'm pretty sure I didn't hit space. And sadly, I had no quick load that I could go back to for it. So we're setting up another rescue mission in a slightly varied vehicle. I added some liquid boosters on there, and I did a little bit of managing of my thrust limiter on the center there to maximize fuel efficiency, or hopefully maximize fuel efficiency. But yeah, you can see the end results of everything that's kind of happening here as we approach, yet again, we approach the rescue in our new rescue vehicle. So yeah, fun times there as we go flying by way too fastly here, but I'll correct that. I have plenty of fuel I can play around with here. And yes, we get ourselves a decent encounter here as we time warp a little bit. But yeah, check me out on Twitch if you're interested. I do a lot of different games. I don't just do KSP, so if you do use Twitch at Frenzy1, yeah, just warning, I play a lot of other things with buddies and friends and things like that. So you've been warned. It's a little bit different of experience compared to my YouTube, which is, I think, you know, pretty straightforward. As we slowly work our way, or kill our speed here, and yet again bring our science and our Kerbonauts over to this rescue vehicle. We're going to go ahead and deposit our experiments there. I think some of my experiments may have got lost in the shuffle. I think that may have just been I didn't get a chance to get them, or whatever it may have been. So I don't think I'm going to get nearly as much science as I potentially could have out of this mission. I think the way I built this thing was not ideal for getting as much science as I possibly could. 100%. There's no questioning that, I think, which is unfortunate. But you know, we'll still get some science, and we'll get science maybe by going back to the moon and Mimus kind of between episodes, just to start to route. Oh my gosh, that is not what you want your spacecraft to be doing. I could detach here and probably be fine. But I really want to land this thing. It costs a lot of money setting up that first rescue ship, and it costs a lot of money setting up the second rescue ship. So I'd like to preserve this thing if I can and land it and get a good... I think I can get like 30,000 funds back for that. And that's not, you know, insignificant, I would say. And so I'm going to see if this thing explodes or if I'm actually going to go ahead and make it through the atmosphere head first. Because that's how we like to do things here at my space program. You know, we don't go heat shield or engine first. We go head first, parachute first. As you can, sounds like it's kind of winding down here a little bit. I think I might be okay. I killed quite a bit of additional speed because I had a lot of excess fuel, and so I was just kind of like, let me kill some speed here, and for good reason apparently. That worked out well. We're deploying our drogue chutes here to kind of slow us down a little bit as we get closer towards the ground, the ever-approaching ground, which is not something you want to be going too fast at as we deploy more radial chutes I have here, and then we go in to play a series of main chutes, courtesy of RealChute. It's a great mod. Go check it out. And so this is all fancy here as we're going to go ahead and try to touch down here if we can, save some money, and hopefully our Kerbal's lives. Yes. Success. We had success. And a decent amount of science at that, but a lot of work to get that amount of science. But of course, thank you guys for watching. Feel free to subscribe as always. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you guys. And thank you for watching the videos. It means a lot to me to know you guys are out there. And the comments and suggestions, the constructive criticism is awesome. I love that. And if you're not a subscriber already, come on in, join the fun. We're a really friendly group here, which is trying to what I'm trying to build here. And yeah, so go ahead, tap the like button too if you enjoyed the video. And any comments you want to say, go ahead. And if you want to check me out at Frenzy1 on Twitch TV, go ahead and do so. I'd love to have you to stop by and talk with you in the chat. And finally, I will see you next time.